start streaming and make sure it's actually working on that, and also start streaming on the Twitch. And then we have to go over to Twitch to the channel, I guess. And then if you guys want to populate it, that's also helpful.
Oh, yes, of course.
And or to see, I do wonder if we should get chat showing up on screen just for the sake of ease of seeing it, but
Maybe just because I'm not always looking at the stream.
but okay, so Twitch. Edit. Okay, so episode
I see us.
2. Or alright, hopefully this doesn't cause too much echoey nonsense. Mute that, and then is the YouTube working? Seems like it probably is.
Yes, I see it.
Yay! Cool. Well, good enough for now. In which case, would we like to do our first recap of the new season?
Oh boy.
There we go. And that should all be nice and visible. Who remembers what happened last time?
I can start. We started in the town of Millshrine, a struggling town that has a competition with the prize being Gondak, the hero's bow, but the bow has been stolen. So a trio of unlikely heroes go to the town master's home to try to assist, as there is a prize, or at least a reward, for reclaiming the bow. And we go around, we check the manor for any evidence of a break-in, which there was. And let's see. Lots of following footprints and going around town, meeting some people. We also went to the Hunter's Hall to see if we could get some help there. Let's see. Yeah, I'm getting a little lost.
I think I remember some things as well.
We met Magpie.
You did.
Yes, who we sent off on a mission to track the bandit out in the forest. Meanwhile, we spoke with the farrier.
Yes.
Very.
Yes, and Gim managed to convince him to come clean, and he indeed, in fact, made a copy of the key to the manor and gave it to the thief, who then broke in. I believe it's where we left off. He had showed us where he hid the key. And saw the guy, grab it. Let's see. Yes, I believe that was the last bit.
And we decided our next step was to go to the guild to check in with Magpie if he had discovered anything.
That is right. It was the end of the day. He was supposed to be back. So we need to hear what he's found. The bandits also rode on birds, on like big terror birds, and there's 2 of them. Magpie was able to tell us, and that's quite odd for the area. not common.
Right.
Well, something I thought of. Did we ask the farrier for some sort of description of who he talked to?
I believe so, but just that he just said that he looked like an adventurer.
With
Mhm.
size 10 boots.
Size 10 boots, yeah.
But someone who was not from the town. The adventurer had said that the missing horses will come back.
Yes.
Yeah. An adventurer. Yeah, I guess adventurer is a reasonable term. Not sure what other term would be used. Like, I feel like adventure is a good term. Someone who is both like travel and combat ready. A combat ready traveler.
A rogue.
Maybe. That just kind of means outside of the law, doesn't it?
I guess. I don't know.
But
Well, he certainly wasn't inside of the law.
Nope.
all right. So I believe we had established that it was very close to the end of the day. I don't want to. I know we're doing like a day by day situation here, but I don't want to make it too strict, where we like have X number of actions, because that might be a little too strict. But I will say the sun's basically down at this point, and you had wanted to go back to the hunting hall to meet Magpie. So,
Which we do, we see if he's around.
heading back to the hunter's hall, you... Oh, I still have this drawn from last time.
Nice.
You have... I think it's upside down, though. There we go.
It is
So-
upside down. There we go.
Although I don't remember... I'm a little confused by the seeming to be more zoomed in than before. Unless I just moved it like that. Anyway. So, coming back to the hall, you find that it is still... It's pretty busy, actually, right now. Everyone's back from their days of hunting or whatever the heck they were doing outside. And you do see at a table talking with his friends Harlow and his friend Harlow and another that you haven't spoken with yet. You see Magpie wearing a brown tracker's cloak and hood. He's, I guess, pretty much everyone in this hall would be dressed in like somewhat camouflage gear. Very earthy or plant-like tones. Yeah, you see him with
Or
a-
bright orange.
or bright or I guess that's
Deer
more
can't
for,
see tigers, you know.
Yeah, that is like a hunt. That's to keep you from hitting your fellow hunters, though.
but certain animals can't see it. It looks green to them. That's wild, isn't it? It's wild. They can be
Lot-
bright orange. They're not at all not camoed, you know.
A lot of animals don't have red. What is it? Cones, I guess. Red, the ability to see red. But they don't know that. These aren't scientists. These are
These are magic people.
oh, there's people with
Okay,
bows.
all right.
Ain't no science
Yeah,
here.
all right. All right.
Magpie
Well,
sees
we'll
you
go up to
enter.
Magpie.
Yeah. Magpie sees you enter and kind of taps the table in front of him, that where he's speaking with his friends, and leaves them alone to come talk to you and says, "All right, I managed to track them down pretty far,
All
but
right.
it's kind of wild. I tracked them out into into the hills. And, you know, it rained the night before. There were plenty of tracks. But then they just disappeared. Like, in the middle of the field. I don't know what happened. They went out definitely like northeast of here. There's a...
And it disappeared.
Yeah. He seems very confused as he's saying this. I've never encountered anything like it. Like, if they're just... It's like they flew somewhere. But those birds can't fly that far. So here, he takes a piece of parchment and starts drawing a very rudimentary map, and he says there's a large rock that rises up out of the ground and kind of forms like a hook. You'll know it when you see it. It looks like a can opener sticking out of the ground. And
wow, we have cans. What an amazing magic technology we have.
So advanced.
canning's a pretty old technology.
Oh yes, I remember when it was invented.
But yeah, I've never seen anything like it. I looked around for like an hour and couldn't find anything else. So, good luck. But
Yeah.
that's the best I can do for you.
That was more than helpful. That gives us a perfectly good place to start. Thank you, Mr. Magpie.
Yeah, you'll be able to. You should still be able to see the tracks. Just look for the ones that look like X's. You know, you saw them. Very distinct tracks. Hard to miss once you know what you're looking for.
All right, we'll see what it leads us to.
Yes, I think investigating that would be a good idea. Magpie, dear, I hand him a little honey biscuit from my purse. Take this for your troubles. Thank you, dear.
Thanks, lady. And then he just kind of he holds it, looking like very confused. He's like holding it very stiffly up in front of him. He like slowly takes it, moves it to his mouth, stiffly takes a bite, and like just turns on one heel and walks back to the table that he had been talking with some of the other hunters at, or competitors at, really.
Oh, he likes it.
All right, well, we got to go to the Hooked Rock. But it's getting dark. I doubt we'd see much.
Oh, here. He also could have drawn for you, because we have the power to draw. He would have drawn like this kind of shape. He's like, okay. So it like kind of comes up like a hook.
Huh.
Like a rope cutter.
Interesting.
Okay, all right. Interesting.
You don't see
I do want to see this rock. That's true. It's a very unique shape for a rock. Oh, you know what? We have to see it right away. I insist. Let's go find this rock. Say no more. I'm sure there's all sorts of things we can learn from it. Oh, I can't wait.
Sean forgot his character's primary motivation.
Well, I certainly wouldn't mind a walk in the evening. I'm sure we can find a lantern or something.
Oh, okay. It might be a little difficult to follow tracks in the dark, but especially when you're not trackers. But if you want to go for it,
I'll
you
just
can.
sniff out the rock.
Let's wait till the morning.
Yeah, that's a fair idea.
But Asharn, you can see in the dark.
Can you though? Don't you want to see the rock when it's bright and you can see?
Hmm.
Oh yeah. Wait.
It would help.
Can he see in the dark?
Yeah,
It wouldn't
I-
surprise me. I don't. That's
it wouldn't surprise me either.
No one ever plays Deep Forged.
Mhm. Actually, I don't think there is anything about them being able to see in the dark.
Yeah, I don't think so.
But they don't
either.
see.
They see.
Isn't it
I
they
can
have a
see.
tremor sense?
Not
That was just
generally.
Bayfrey.
Oh.
No, I don't think they have particularly special vision. I mean, it's special because it's like magical, but
Yeah, magical vision. Oh, it's like a camera though. Yeah, okay.
yeah, magical
Like
vision.
vision. Yeah.
It's more
Mhm.
like they have gems like it's more like a prism, I guess. Like it's in their eyes, this gem, or where what would be like receiving the signal, and the light absorbs into the crystal. So very
Oh my
similar to
gosh,
it.
it's so hard for me to not take a chisel to your face.
Wow, that's
Wow.
a little rude. Where did that come from?
Are you okay?
But don't worry,
Kim?
you're my best friend, Sean. Don't worry, I wouldn't do a thing to you.
I know.
I
Very
think
cor-
rest would be a good idea.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
I
Kim's
think Kim
over
is a
here.
little loopy.
He's got hay fever.
Yeah.
He's been up past his bedtime. He's like, hey, man,
Yeah.
I wanna chisel your face.
I think
please.
the pollen. This is why I don't work with plants. I couldn't have been an alchemist. I get these terrible allergies. Rocks don't give me any allergies. This is why I love rocks.
Okay, so we can definitely do our first upkeep of the season. If we
All
want
right.
to get that going. So we had discussed in advance. Go upkeep number 1. So everyone should be able to more or less do it themselves, but since it is the first time, we might as well walk through it a little
Yep.
bit. So, since you are in a town, it's going to cost each player 1 gold to do. B, it will cost you, I believe we decided on
3
3
silver.
silver,
Correct.
since you
Okay.
have residence.
I will subtract 2 gold and 3 silver from our funds.
Wonderful.
Cool. And because you are in town, you automatically get an R&R action, except for Isharn being a Deep Forged. I think we had established that
I don't get R&R.
The R&R action
Yeah.
is a free action.
And technically I don't think any of us need an R&R, but we don't get the option because we need to sleep. But we don't technically need it because I don't think we've taken much stress. It's
Right.
been a
Not-
pretty pretty
Been a
good
light start.
first light start, yes.
See, how easy is it to throw this up in the splash scene? I don't know. It would be neat to show it. I
So
wish it was a little easier to just slap images in.
Yeah.
as far as Gim and as far as Gim and Isharn, I went a little bit to the trouble of figuring out what actions would be taken for this upkeep. Particularly for Gim, So Gim will of course want to buy some materials for Isharn for crafting, and it'll haggle. That's not an action for buying. Gim will also maybe go find some nice rocks and excavate. That is an action. Sharn, you were talking about crafting and enchanting. That's 2 actions. Gim will use an action to sell the said items if you want to sell them. And Gim also wants to pay to get his hammer enchanted.
Okay. So some of this will end up being a little bit role played, but for starting with B, because she's the simplest, I believe all you're doing is
Yeah, I'm going to use both of my actions to work.
so
Work,
generally
work,
that will
work.
give you 1 silver per action, but we're gonna give you because you set up a cake like through the narrative that you have like a special order, we'll give you 3 for that one. So with both actions, that'll total to 4 silver,
Ooh,
which means you actually make a profit off of
Okay.
the rest.
neato.
Nice. Okay, I will go ahead and put the 4 silver, which we had 1 silver left over from the upkeep before, so that puts us at a whole other that puts us at an even number of gold.
Just want to make sure there's no like double bookkeeping happening, that only one person's writing down the money for each spot.
So I have recorded everything. We currently have a total of 24 gold.
Well, also, are we on the same page of does everyone want to be group sharing all the funds? Or do you want to also have personal funds?
I mean, if we want to do a group one, that's fine.
I don't let. Gim is more than happy to hold on to the money, but if you want to hold on to some of your own, I mean, I won't stop you much.
Well, I have 5 gold right now, so I can certainly pool in some money in together. So that's fine. If I need money to keep, I'll let you know.
Cool. All right.
Oh
so,
wow, you have your own gold. Oh my goodness, we are so rich. I didn't even remember that. Because yeah, Shard and I, we pulled our funds together at first, but we didn't pull your funds. You're right. Maybe yeah. Sorry, I just took the gold right from you. I just was like, oh, you have money. Let me hold on to it for you.
That's
I'll keep
fine.
it
We're
safe
working
for you, don't
together
worry.
right now.
all right. So each player is effectively getting 2 actions because we're in town. So, Sean, I guess I'll let you start because you had discussed, or you had mentioned some stuff that you wanted to get done.
Yes. So I will pay for getting my hammer enchanted, and I'll also pick up materials for Esharn.
Right. So the hammer enchant will not take an action because that'll be someone else doing it, and we'll have to. There'll also
That's
be
right.
like a turnaround time for that. So that we'll have to do
So-
through roleplay.
Yes, and then I am going to. So what does take an action, and I can do it now, is I can explore the area and maybe some little portals of nowhere that I can go back and forth to get some cool rocks to excavate.
Okay. So you want to do?
So
Is it 2 excavation checks?
So I can do 1 excavation check, and I'm going to save an action to then sell the items that Esharn makes.
Right. Okay.
If he wants to sell them, I mean, if that's the intention.
I see.
Well, what I need to do if I say want to make a hammer that helps increase smithing, like not a weapon hammer, a like workman hammer.
Well, depends on exactly what you like, how you want it to increase it. So, looking at our little predetermined options for that sort of thing, you can get like hero points for smithing. You can get bonus dice, things like that, or you can get armor for the smithing. Actually, we're not actually using stress in the crafting, so that doesn't matter. And there's also like the charged abilities and or traits.
Though,
So-
if you're only making a tier 1, you can get an AP or a hero point. Right? Unless you're because I don't think you can enchant a tier 2 yet at your skill.
Mhm.
I mean, I think that's a good way of doing it, is getting like a smithing hero point, essentially. Like once per day.
All right.
That's a way to do it. There's plenty of ways to do it.
Yeah.
There's reroll, there's like you could get pop reliable on it, things
That's
like
true.
that. Put traits on it.
Okay.
There's a lot of
Like,
Oh yeah, you can make a
customization.
reliable hammer.
right. I was thinking of doing expertise since I already have reliable,
Mm-hmm.
so then I could use both.
I'll
Get
but-
the
pull up the book.
Yeah.
What is expertise? When the game's evolved so
Expert,
much, I
that's
can't even
fun.
remember what things do.
That would be a +1. That's a tier 2. Well, tier 2 gives you
Oh.
+1 automatically, but if you have it as a trait and you have to spend AP on it, then
Oh, yeah. If you're
You
talking
could
about putting
maybe
the
get away
expert
with that?
trait on it, you can absolutely do that. It just costs you AP, which is fine.
So
Yeah.
that's what I want to try and do.
Okay. So since it's only a tier 1, it'll only take the one check. I know I made a guide,
So-
like a graphic on that. That's probably in resources. Yeah, let me
Mhm.
also pin that in the upkeep, I guess. Because that'll be a nicer spot to see it.
which it sounds like this is an item that you want to keep. So if you're making an item that you want to keep, then I can do 2 excavation checks instead of selling anything.
Go ahead this time, do the 2 excavation checks, because I'm gonna invest in our having better crafting.
Okay. And maybe one day you can make me a pickaxe, a special excavation tool.
Yeah, actually, I could probably put that on the list to do next.
Neat.
And should I do the smithing thing first, or maybe rune crafting tools with reliable?
I don't know. Maybe something to boost your rune crafting right now for
Okay.
the future. Because you have a pretty strong smithing skill.
And I already have reliable in that. So
Yeah.
something to, like, training wheels for it, for the rune crafting.
Yeah. That could work.
All right.
Is
So-
this the same thing as having AI write its own code? Make writing runes to help you write runes.
There you go.
This is a cheat sheet.
hmm
Well, it's like, so, I mean, he wouldn't have this issue, but a really good example of like what this could be doing for a human, is if you're like a human like me who has like really shaky hands or something, you could have an enchantment that helps you like steadies your hand or something. Like your tool could be actively steadying your hand to make it easier to do that. I'm not sure exactly what it would be on Isharn, because he is perfect. But
True.
he is an AI. He's modifying his own code.
Oh. Maybe it lets him write certain runes in shorthand. Gives him a little like it like condenses the runes to like be able to write it even neater and smaller to really fit.
Oh my gosh, it could be like an auto prompt. Like when you're
Mhm.
Yeah.
when you're texting and it gives you suggested words, it's like,
That's
is this what you're trying to say? Autocorrect. He's made
Yeah,
Autocorrect. This is autocorrect.
Yes. What would it be, like chisel of autocorrect?
That's awesome.
All right,
All right, so
let's do
first
it.
crafting check of the actual game.
Yes, but don't
Alright.
you need materials?
He
Do I
does
need to buy them?
Isn't that what you purchase?
Oh, yeah, yes. But what am I purchasing? What do you need? You need a bunch of tier 1 materials? You want me to pick up any tier 2 materials? Should we spend all of our money? We can spend all of it. I'm ready. Anything for some cool rocks. Let me do my 2 excavation checks first. How about that? I'm gonna do that really
Okay.
quick.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm gonna go get some cool rocks really quickly.
So on the
I have a 2 in excavate,
so
and I have reliable excavate here.
you get units equal to the number of successes, minus 1 unit per tier past 1, and minus 1 unit if looking for something specific. So
Okay.
you can choose exactly what you're looking for, or you can go for random chance.
What
I love
item
random chance.
would I need?
What would you need for like tools?
Yeah.
Just
To craft
I'd
my
say-
thing, like
metal or stone.
Nice metal.
Technically, I guess therium is what you'd be wanting them to be made out of.
all right. Think you find some therium?
Maybe. I can sniff it out. I'll sniff my hammer. Lick it. Yeah. All right.
Oh.
I have the scent.
All right, so we're searching for therium.
I guess so. Some low grade therium, you know, because it's ultimately will be a tier 1 hammer. Right. Some tier 1 tools here. All right. I got 166 here.
Yeah.
That's with the first check. First check.
Okay. We'll just combine. We can combine those into like one effective roll, I suppose. Because if you're looking for something specific,
I would appreciate
you would
that.
need 2.
So
you would need 2 hits.
So I have to re-roll a 1 because of reliable here. Damn it! I rolled it twice. I rolled. It seems I did not find anything. Can I go ahead and, you know what? Can I spend a AP and activate my Rock Fanatic to somehow something here? Maybe let me re-roll this. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah. All right.
For a reroll, that's totally fine. He's sniffing it out. He's out in the woods. He's climbing the trees. He's jumping from rock to rock. He's picking them up. This one looks nice. Oh no, this one looks nice.
I found it. I found it.
You're looking at all of them. You're picking up. No, not this. Not this. You throw one over your shoulder. Wait, no, that was it. Realizes you threw it into a stream. Jumps in. Looks around it for it, and you hold up a shiny piece of particularly like bright silvery metal. You found the
Gim
therium.
comes back soaking wet and shivering.
Oh,
Ashard! I found it! I found it!
Awesome. Now go take a seat over by the forge. Warm yourself up.
He goes by, warms up. He gives himself a shake, water going everywhere. He fluffs up like a big fluff ball.
you
That-
poor dear. Here, and I wrap a towel around him and give him like a little scruff to help dry him off a bit more.
Yeah,
That was
right
just
behind the ear.
Oh, of course, dear.
That was just the one check, though, wasn't it? It's just very dragged out because you re-rolled like 4 times.
No. That was both checks.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I rolled the first roll was had a 6 and I just kept it, and the second roll I had to re-roll a 1. I failed it, and then I spent AP to
Okay.
roll it once more.
So there's not a whole lot of. I mean, that makes sense. You're in a town, so the local resources would have been pretty tapped over time, though it's
Yeah,
not a
it
mining
makes sense.
town. But all right, Nisharn, you have your thing. You have your
All right.
primary reagent, and I assume you already have like the coal and stuff.
Mhm.
So if you want to do that check, you unfold your you start unfolding your weird looking futuristic wagon, and the furnace folds out, and you shovel some coal in and take one of the little flint rocks and chuck it in there, and it flares to life. And in the dead of night, are you in the? I guess you're probably where all the merchants are. So
Craft
Yeah.
Alley.
actually, you're at the very end of Craft Alley. You're kind of not even really in it, but you're close enough. your your forging kind of joins the distant sounds of hammering from the rest of the craftsmen that are up working late. Like probably the farrier is an example who's like working through the night to try and get his orders filled. A lot of craftsmen are probably working through the night right now as they're like trying to take advantage of like the people who are leaving in the morning, last minute sales. The air is filled with that
All right.
discordant din of pings and blings.
Nice. So, with my reliable, I got a 4, 5, and 6 to actually craft the chisel.
Well, that's a superb tool there.
That is.
hmm And then I got a 5 for the rune crafting. So the tool's superb. The enchantment is just a success, but still successful.
Oh, but
Which
someday with my artificy, I can fix that.
and it doesn't really matter on a tier 1 because when enchanting, all the superb does is it reduces the value, or reduces the like number of slots it takes by 1 down to 1, and since it's already a 1, it doesn't really need to be superb. So
Fair enough.
All right.
yeah, you have
That's
successfully
my
made an auto-correcting, I guess, chisel.
Yes.
It's like a really
Did I get in?
fine chisel. And actually, what it might even be, might be a little like partially. This would probably be a higher level one. Never mind. I feel like higher tier, like rune crafting tools would probably be made of like adamantine at the tip, so that it could like just carve through the stone without even needing like a hammer.
Yes. You could almost use it like a pen.
Yeah. But
Eventually, I'll get there.
you've
One day
successfully.
I'll find it for you.
Chisel on it.
You're investing fully into your business.
Yes.
All right.
And we didn't even have to spend money on that one. I just found the rock and I gave it to you.
Mhm.
Costs a little bit of coal that you had on hand, but
Mhm.
all right. So next morning, I believe everything's taken care of. B, the whole, as per usual, the people who live
Wait.
near your shop are waking up to the smell of honey biscuits and honey cake and other honey flavored objects. Gim, you
Yes.
are probably a little bit singed because you were impatient and tried to go to sleep in the furnace while it was still warm. And
Yes, but now that I've woken up, I'm going to the enchanter guy to get my. I need to haggle with him, but I can do that after B does some stuff.
right across the way, yeah, Isharn is probably resting at this point. He's because we did he does need to rest, just less than normal. So I assume you, rather than waking up early, you probably worked through the night a little bit, and so you're
Yeah.
starting to be like you're starting to move around again. Across the way from your cart is Oged's Emporium. I like the name of it.
Mhm.
The exact name. The Oged's Traveling Emporium of Artificy and Enchantment. And then underneath that, in smaller letters, it says Artificer, Enchanter, Potion Master, and Seller of Magical Wares.
No refunds.
No refund. No refunds. I like
Oh
that.
my gosh.
No refunds.
I like how this guy does business.
I'm adding that.
Gim starts to take notes on a rock.
And his cart it stands out more than everyone else's. It's pretty small. Overall, it's like a little shop front more than a cart. Yeah, he has like a pop-up shop front, like I said, where it has like the little stand or a little counter for him to put things on. But it's more importantly, it has fine like purple curtains, and we'll go ahead and say purple's somewhat rare, less rare than it is in the real world because arcanism exists, and they are likely able to harness that to make to synthesize colors better. But so point being, it's uncommon to see purple, and this thing is like all decked out in like magic-y purpley stuff. It's got a really nice curtains. It almost looks like a theater, like a proscenium arch with
I love it.
yeah, kind of like Gim's little icon there, except more curtain, more extreme, and it does have like a bunch of like little knickknacks like pinned to the curtains, like a little important looking gems and brooches
Ooh.
and the like, and it's like trimmed in like gold rope. And as you approach, well, I'm curious how you approach. It's not open yet because it's still morning.
Well, anything that I mean, if there's like gems pinned to the thing, Gim's like looking at it, trying to climb up to get a closer look. He's like, "Ooh, what's this?" Maybe someone comes out right as he's about to stick his tongue out and lick the stone.
As you are licking the rock, you just hear a voice. Ah, you have good taste.
Gim like blinks back to the ground. He's like, "Oh, so do you."
Of course I do. And with a pull of a rope, the curtains fly open, and you see a man of indeterminate age. You think that he probably looks like maybe around 50, but I'm gonna say he looks like he's
Oh,
between,
Gim doesn't know.
Yeah, he looks like he's between 30 and like 70. That's the kind of look he's got going on.
All right.
And he's a shorter, which is interesting. He's a shorter, like brown-skinned man with like a white beard and hair, and he is wearing like fine robes and what looks like a really fancy, like a cross between a wizard's hat and like a nightcap on, and he is blinged out in like golden chains and such, just like draped from his clothing, like it's attached. There's little attachment points like at his elbow and his shoulder where there's think like
Dollar signs
like
in Gim's eyes.
2000s. Think like the chains that people wore in like the 2000s, like that were just like attached everywhere to their clothes, except like fancier and more mystical looking. And yeah, he's really like almost gaudy, but he's kind of making it work. He's wearing maybe a little too much. And he's got under his or above his slightly like larger than average nose, he's got like dark eyes that seem very sharp and pierce into your googly eyes. as he says, "Good morning, Gim. What can I do for you?" And he holds out his hand
Right.
expectantly, as though he's anticipating another business card to be deposited into his hand.
Oh, gladly. Here you go. I'm glad my reputation precedes me. I've been very interested in your wares, and I've come with a very specific request. You see, I have this finely crafted hammer, and Gim pulls out the Therium hammer. Now, I'm not very patient for my very good friend to quite learn his enchanting skills, but I hear you don't do a half bad job. I was wondering if you could make this hammer, I don't know, be a little bit of a better protection for me.
Well, I'm sure I could make that work. In fact, I'd say I do a half good job, if you can believe it or not.
Well, if you only do a half good job, I guess that means half price.
Oh.
Now you're thinking, how good of a job are you wanting done? I can do it for free, or I can do it for 3 gold.
3 or 3. Well, perhaps.
Free. He said free first.
Oh, free. Oh, free. Oh,
Yes.
You could do it for free.
Certainly.
How can I pass that up?
All right, 1 free enchantment. May I have the hammer?
Well, what's the catch?
No catch.
No catch?
No catch. It's even express.
Oh. The
All part of
free.
Ogden's Magical Emporium, traveling in port. Hold on. He looks up at his sign, which says, you can actually see in the background, he has multiple versions of his sign as he keeps revising his store name. Ogden's Traveling Emporium.
All right. Now, the enchantment is the enchantment that I want. This is what we're talking about. The free enchantment is the enchantment that I want,
yes,
right?
definitely. Well, I'm a master of my craft.
Why am I so suspicious? All right. I'm like, what? I mean, sure. I mean, who am I to say no to a good deal?
He grabs the hammer, holds it up into the light, reaches into a pouch, pulls out some like sparkly dust, and like starts distributing it around the air as he says, boogle this, hammer, enchant. Here you go. And he hands it back.
Oh,
Can he just put
wow, it's that easy?
finger on it?
Ashard, you can do this. You gotta learn from this guy.
Yeah, it's all sparkly and shiny now.
Oh my goodness. Oh, wow. It looks great. Is there...
That hammer can't come to the cart. If it does, we'll never get the glitter out. It's a curse.
Well, what? It's so sparkly. I love it, actually.
Cursed object, box of glitter.
All right, but how is this going to protect me better? I was hoping it would help me become a better fighter.
I mean, it's pretty distracting. Everyone will look at it and be intimidated by your might. You get what you pay for.
Oh, well, thank you. I mean, I like the aesthetic, but this is something I'll definitely activate later. Okay. besides that, here, how about I pay for the enchantment I came for? I'd like it to make me a better fighter. I hear that's possible.
Hmm. Self-guided strikes, huh? That is a little bit more on the difficult side, but I can manage. For 3 gold.
For wait, what? It's a 20% disc. If I roll well, it's 20%. Is that right?
That sounds about right.
Okay, let's see. So that's
I'm not sure what you're talking
So,
about,
for
but
for what would that be? 3 gold is the equivalent of
15 silver.
15 silver, and so that is
Well, silver.
12 for 12 silver.
He's just
Hmm?
kind of like looking at you. He's watching you like sit there doing that. You pull out like an abacus made of rocks, and he's watching
Absolutely.
you try to figure out math. Mm-mm.
250.
And Gim is like, yeah, he's doing all this math in front of him, and when he goes 12 silver, he's not very convincing.
Yeah. He says, you want a discount, I see. Well, tell me, why should I give you a discount? You do get what you pay for, after all, he says as he like flips a little coin around his fingers expertly, and you could swear that the coin is changing into like different colors as it passes each finger.
Oh, I get to see a show while I do it too. Okay, that's worth it. I don't know if I could so above table real quick. Okay, so I did roll and I failed. I rolled and failed the merchant check already, right? So when I said I wasn't very convincing, just so we know, there was a roll and I failed, and so if there's a
Take one.
yes,
Take one social stress.
oh
As
certainly.
he's seeing you as a sucker for sure at this point. But also, yeah, that's a failed check. So he's yeah, he doesn't seem
Well,
like he's currently intending to give you a discount. It seems like you really need this hammer. How good are you at fighting as is?
well, I don't need to get into the fights all the time. This is just for in case of an emergency. I'm pretty good at running away.
Well, 3 gold seems like a pretty good solution for a pretty good price to get you out of an emergency. Oh, man, the more you talk about this, the more I think maybe it should be 4 gold.
Oh well, I
That's a
don't know.
good
I
point.
mean, I think maybe I'll just wait for Isharn is working very hard studying. Why should I bother you? It'll be fine. This is a pretty like sleepy town. I just thought it was maybe a little convenient to see you, but if it's gonna be that way, all right. But I just think that we could have a very good like relationship in the future, business to business. Having items and such, we could procure some very good stuff for you. I'm quite good at finding rocks of magical property. In fact, even in this area right here that you wouldn't think to find so much, I found some very nice therium just earlier.
I do accept trading.
In the dark. It's great to hear. But I'm just talking about a business proposition of the future. A little skin off. What is it? You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. It's a little quid pro quo, a little bit of a favor.
You're gonna love this one. And he disappears behind his cloth, and he comes out with a stick, and he says, "Automatic back scratcher."
Oh, interesting. I did have a little bit of an itch right that I couldn't reach. But wait a second. I'm gonna risk another. Oh, should I risk it? I'll risk it. I'll can I risk
you're
another
pushing
roll?
your luck? You're doing the push your luck?
Can I push my luck?
Yeah, let me look at the thing. Let me look at the push your luck details, because I believe it's supposed to get... There we go, push your luck. Oh, yeah, it's basically just, honestly, I'm not even sure that necessarily needs to be a mechanic anymore, because it's kind of just built into the stress system. Yeah, because it gives you more chances to fail. Yeah, you can make another attempt. Just beware that the reputation is more or less permanent or long term.
Oh dear. Just start to lose my reputation with probably the most important merchant in town right now.
Nana B wanders in.
Gibby, dear, Sharn said you were over here. Have you gotten your whatever enchanted yet?
Oh, Nana B, it's all right. Oh, I'm just talking with this robed man. He has some very interesting things. He even has an automatic back scratcher.
Oh, does
1 gold for you. He offers to Nana B.
No, thank you. I've got this cane here. This works just fine. Oh, all good. Good to see you.
I'm sorry, have we met?
I've heard your name around.
My reputation precedes me.
That's what I said.
Great minds think alike. And I think this is worth 3 gold.
And I think...
Always doing it.
Please, I haven't rolled really well so far, so I'm really hoping for something good.
I'm gonna say the risk with the push your luck mechanic to help
Yeah.
keep it from just devolving into a ton of rolling, the risk will go up by 1 each time you try.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. It might just be worth to spend the 3 gold. Gosh darn it.
He really wants to save that 3 silver.
But I want a deal. I want a deal. Yes! A 6 and a 4!
Yay!
2 hits!
As Gim is like laying on the ground screaming, but I want a deal! I want a deal so bad! He looks down upon you with, I don't even know, something in his eyes, something akin to pity. And he says, okay, I'll give it to you for 12 silver.
Deal!
That's how you negotiate.
Amazing!
Please, please, I need this. Nobody's bought anything I've tried to sell. I've made so many
take
cards.
Notes. Oh my goodness. I'll take it.
I can
I
have
should-
this back
and
to
it's
you at the end
probably-
of the day.
All right.
What was that, Aaron?
I was just gonna say, Sharon is probably sitting to the side, who just watching the whole thing, claps a little bit for Gim.
All right, that puts us at 21 gold and 2 silver.
All right. Yeah, Aga takes the hammer and
Oh,
puts
3
it
silver. 3 silver.
back behind the curtain.
All right. So exciting.
Good job, dear. You're quite the salesman.
Yeah.
Good doing business with you, Ogden. Please come by our store anytime you need anything. We'll have some nice tools that you might be able to enchant and actually resell for a profit.
Sure thing, little guy. I just love the idea that your sales strategy is just begging, please, please. I told all my friends I'm really good at this. Please, don't embarrass me in front of them. That old lady, I just know she needs to love me.
Just give big old Gim eyes, the puppy dog eyes, the lost kitty cat, like.
Puss Boots.
That's true.
Exactly.
I picture the dog though from the recent Puss in Boots movie.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And then they're just like, okay, just please stop looking at me like that. I'll give you the deal.
All right.
Oh, that's funny.
Well, congratulations, you've saved 3 silver.
Damn right I did.
So anyway, you had some tracks that you wanted to follow.
Yes.
Yes. To the hooked rock.
So
To the rock.
just okay, because of time sensitivity stuff, I will say make a group tracking check. I don't think any of you are like a tracker. It would be study would
Mm-mm.
work.
Oh, I have study.
All right, go ahead and make you can lead the study check then, and this will just determine how long it takes for you to actually find the place.
I got 1-6.
Yeah, you clock onto it pretty
Nice.
easily with the instructions in the map. It doesn't take you very long to. You follow the X's in the mud. The X marks the spot. You follow them, and as you are walking along and following the tracks, you get into the hills. You do see the rock off in the distance. And yeah, it just kind of stops.
Gim has completely forgotten about the tracks and he is all over that rock, figuring out how did it get curved? Was it carved? Was it natural forces?
The rock.
What type of rock is it out of?
Yeah, that rock does seem very, very interesting to all of you. Like it looks surprisingly. I don't know. It's just very interesting for a rock. Your attention's drawn to it more than you would expect it to be. Except for Gim. You don't notice anything strange. It's a normal, awesome, amazing rock.
Damn right.
From where the tracks end, I want to take my hammer and just start tapping the ground.
Okay. Tapping the ground.
Yes. Does it feel like the ground is supposed to feel?
Ooh, like it's hollow,
Yes,
like an
Yeah.
underground thing. Are we digging for rocks, Esharn? Did you find something? Or are we gonna? I brought my tools.
I haven't found anything yet. I'll let you know if I find anything cool.
So the tracks, do they stop right in front of the rock, or is it a bit away?
So the rock is like, we'll say like 300 yards or so, 300 meters away, off to like the I'll say
Oh, it's like a football field away.
it's like 3 football fields away.
Oh, it's like
Oh.
big. All right, yeah, that's
Okay.
far. It's okay.
Not
Just
that far, but
well, Gim
Not
just like
close.
kind of blinks a few there, blinks a few back.
Okay, so the tracks are not right in front of the rock.
no. I do want to have B specifically roll a lore check,
Oh, okay.
and maybe even Isharn. In fact, we'll do a group lore check here. Or okay, no, I'll have B. You make a lore check. Isharn, you make a rune crafting check.
And can Gim make an excavate check?
Yes.
More about rocks, yes.
Looks like Aaron got a 5.
Got a 3.
And I got a 6 on my excavate check.
Okay, so between the two of you, Gim, you do actually find some like carvings on the rock. Very interesting carvings.
Ooh. Oh yeah. This is not erosion by wind. Hey, Sharn, come, look at this.
Isharn,
Alright.
going off of your check that you made, you immediately recognize that there are runes carved into this, like enchantment carved into the stone. And you're not particularly familiar with this type of enchantment, but you can, we'll say you've heard of it. Like you don't know if you'd be able to replicate this, but this looks like a distractor spell to you. A common type of ward known primarily well, I won't give you any more detail than that because you only got 1 hit, but yeah, it does seem to be a distractor ward, which is a type of protection used to hide locations. And I mean, you know enough to know that it works by drawing people's attention away from what they're looking for.
Uh-huh.
I don't
So-
know if it's working very well, because this is exactly what I was looking for. This rock.
Alright.
Hmm.
What I would like to do. Cam, can I borrow a rock, please?
Oh, I mean, I have my masonry tools. I have chisel here, a little hammer and chisel. You just want a rock?
Yeah.
Like, oh, you mean one of my business cards? Sure.
Kind of, yeah.
Here you
have
go.
a blank one.
Oh, yes.
Actually, no,
of
that
course.
works. I want to copy down the rune onto a rock to take with me.
Okay. I mean, it is like,
It's a bit long. Hmm.
yeah, it's like a full enchantment.
Okay.
Need like a slab.
What are you trying to do here? What's your goal?
I really like the runes, and I would want to be able to look at them again
So
to study them.
After I do what I'm gonna do next,
there is
they'll
this
be able to
really
study them.
there's this really cool like new invention in this world called like a notebook.
Paper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That you could use
All right. All right. Yeah, I'll take some paper.
Ooh,
instead of chiseling it
Actually-
onto a small stone.
I think I have some
Actually,
newspaper in my bag. Oh, yes?
If I get a bit of coal too, just rub it over it. Just get like a
Oh.
rubbing.
Rubbing.
Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that, and then the
Now you'll take a
craftsmanship
print.
is nice. It's a shame of what I have to do next. I take my hammer. I'm gonna slam into it.
Oh no.
My adamantine hammer.
Ah, yeah.
oh,
Yeah, it's an adamantine hammer. I'm going to say, roll a might check. You may also invoke the hammer if you would prefer.
Invoke the hammer. We'll just skip the check.
Yeah.
Right. Let's do that.
So
I don't have a might score.
Isharn wields his hammer in a, I guess a smithing pose, but I guess I don't even know, man. Like a combination between a batter and a and a smith, and you using your quite literally inhuman strength, being a stone being, you take your adamantine hammer and slam it into the rock, basically just cleaving off a large, like, chunking of it. You chunk off a whole bunch of it, and essentially destroy the spell. And
the rock. Oh, this means I can collect the pieces.
Exactly.
as you're picking up all the pieces of the rock, the other two of you, you look over, you just look back toward where the tracks were, and you see a large pasture with a dozen plus horses and a setup of multiple tents as well,
Oh.
and it's all in
Oh.
like a valley, I guess, like a small valley in the hills.
Oh, that wasn't there before.
I believe we have found a suspect. Or at least where he may be.
All right. I put the rubbing that I made in my bag. I heave my hammer over my shoulder. Let's go have a chat with them. I'm
All
gonna
right,
start
all right.
walking towards the tents. Once you're done collecting your rocks, Gim.
Gim just has like a handful, and he even has some stuffed in his cheeks, like a chipmunk.
Dear, do you want to put some of those in my bag? It's can hold quite a lot, but not too much. I can only
There
take
you
one.
go.
All right, just throw it in there, dear.
For what it's worth, just for background / world building stuff, Isharn, you were able to kind of tell. Actually, also Gim, you're definitely able to tell. Both of you can tell that this large stone, this large monolith, Gim, you think it was probably more or less naturally shaped, but it's definitely like a large deposit of runestone. So this is the type of stuff that would be used for very, very minor enchantments, like the most common kind of stuff. But you can just the sheer size of it. That enchantment was basically drawing on a tiny mountain of the material, which is why it was able to
Ooh.
distract from such a large area. So on the little fragments you have aren't worth much, but just knowing that they are technically like little magical rocks, very low level magic rocks.
Ooh. That could be fun.
Yeah.
We can make ammo out of it. Maybe with your permission. If we want to assign a unit size to this.
Even beyond ammo, I bet there's small things we can do with these.
Very little magical power, very
Mm-hmm.
low quality runestone, especially now that it's in pieces.
Yeah. So, and it's not uncommon. Just what is uncommon is a giant deposit of it. That's actually the kind of thing that Isharn would have been carved from.
Ooh.
Oh.
Like a very large individual deposit of magical stone. The size is what makes it rare and special. It's pretty common to find like little fragments. And that is what most enchantment is done on for like your standard stuff.
I could have excavated it out so we had a bigger chunk.
I mean, you could during your next upkeep. I will say,
Yeah.
since you have discovered it narratively, you could mine it without needing to take that minus. Like you could specifically mine that without taking the negative for getting a specific item.
I will try that in the future.
Yeah, write that down. And
We'll write it.
so this just seems like a good point if anyone feels like we need to do like an intermission. I'm just checking
okay.
my notes for this. Again, my notes are dumb because they're in so many different areas. I know that there's a note for this, I just don't know where the note is. I have to check so many folders.
I'm gonna use the restroom super fast. I think I only just need maybe a 5-minute.
Yeah, that seems...
All right, 5 minutes. I'll grab a snack.
Okie dokie.
Yeah, and I'll push the button.
No,
rid of-
no. It's less reinforcement and more training. Like, I don't
Oh, I see.
punish them for rolling poorly.
I mean, it sounds like Sean does. That's the issue. You're doing it backwards. When
Oh,
they
darn.
do well, you take them out of the game. It's like, ah, nice home run. You're benched until everyone else
No,
gets a
I mean,
home run.
yeah. Okay, yeah, I guess so.
Hmm. Yeah.
You just need the casino dice, man. All you need is casino dice, and everything will
I
roll well.
that's what I'm using.
Oh yeah. See, the issue is yours aren't branded. If you use branded
Oh,
brand casino
dang.
dice, they work really well. Actually, every
Well,
single
that's
roll
what
that
I
I've
still
done,
waiting.
need.
every roll that I've done today has been a 6 and a 1.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Hmm.
So I don't know what that says. Perfectly average. But
Well,
I've
let's
been
get
doing
into the
surprising-
sevens.
I've been doing surprisingly well with some of my Lazul dice, so I'm sticking with that for now.
Mhm.
I don't have any Nana B dice.
there's the honey
Yet.
dice that we have. You could use.
Oh yeah, we have the milk and honey dice.
Yeah. Or you have pixel dice.
I don't know if you gave them to me or not. Because there is a set down here, but I don't know if it's mine or not.
What's the number on it?
I don't know. Let's see. Oh, I think this is the test colors. Yeah, these are the test colors.
Like, what do they say? What's the name? What's the number?
One of them is A0000. Yeah, two of them are 00, and then the other two are the testers.
Which is 002, right?
The testers are 1702798050. Like the test ones, like the dark blue and the light blue.
That was way too close to the camera.
Okay, I'll bring it up to you.
It's not that important. I'm curious though. 'cause
Yeah.
I have one set aside just for you guys. I have these that are for y'all. I don't even remember what colors you claimed, but I've got the 001 sets. I claimed the 000s for me.
Oh, my goodness.
But you guys will be the ones. So
Oh, that's so cool.
And I think it was gonna be red for Sean, green for Aaron.
Sounds right.
Probably.
And then I think what I did with you, Melody, is I actually gave you a sister set because the
Yeah,
rainbows
class-
all have a sister set, so you should have the sister set of the zeros to mine.
Yeah, I wanted the rainbow one. I don't know. I'll look for it later, but I have
Really?
dice.
Anyway.
Anyway,
I need to draw out some. Actually, I guess it depends. I don't even know what you're going to be doing. So, yes, back to what we were doing. You see about a dozen horses or so, and well, what are you immediately doing? I'm just gonna say, so depending on what you do, like just your immediate look over, you see a dozen plus horses and like 3 tents, 3 fairly sizable tents. Not huge.
I jump
walking-
behind. Oh, go ahead.
I am gonna just walk straight to the closest tent.
Oh, okay.
That is
So-
what I would do, unless anyone stops me.
And this is in a field of how tall is the grass?
That's not very tall because the horses have been grazing here for who knows how long. so it's controlled. I'd say
Okay.
the field that you're in is probably like 8-inch high grass or something. But once you get down into once you get more into the valley, it's noticeably shorter, like a couple inches.
All
But
right.
this is that interesting grass that's like a nice golden color. That's like a little dry, but not like hay. You know?
Sure. Gib might just like hang out on Sharn's shoulder.
Yeah, Nanabe at first hesitates. She's very shocked by this, but when she sees Asharn walk ahead, she does follow behind, though more cautious.
And this valley, I'd say, is approximately football field sized. Maybe a little smaller. Because it's just like a valley in between more hills. And as you start walking down the side of the hill, various humans are like in here. Some of them are tending the horses. They're probably not really. One of them is tending a horse that you see, and a couple others are like sitting around a fire pit and a non-lit fire pit, just like a gathering spot. And as you start walking down the hill, one of them looks up at you, and you see them stand up, point it out to the others, and then you hear him. You can't make out what he's saying, but you hear him shouting something, and he runs into the larger tent. And as you continue walking down this hill, because again, you're like about 300 meters away or something. So this is a few minute walk. You see two men. Well, you see probably like 5 or 6 men coming out of the tents, and two of them call over. You hear a whistling sound, and you see two large, what look like essentially giant roadrunners, approach them and like heel to them, and you see them all like grabbing, like arming themselves, and taking like fairly defensive stances. And the two with the birds move forward to meet you, and as you get like halfway to the tents, we'll say that you're about 20 meters from the tents at this point. You are speaking to two large men. One of them particularly large, probably from Kalisle. And they they call out to you. Oh, what brings you here?
I will respond with a smile. Hey, I'm looking for a bow.
Roll a charm check. Diminished.
Really, it's right to the point.
2 and a 3.
They immediately get like a hostile look on their face, but when you were approaching them before, they seemed very cautious and yeah, I guess cautious and skeptical, I guess, of what was happening, and their demeanor definitely shifts toward a more hostile, no, defensive, not hostile, a very defensive look. And they say, one of the men says, "You don't look like archers to me. What's up with? What do you need a bow for? And why are you looking out in the middle of the fields for one?" Oh, also,
It's-
where are they? Oh, they're right here. Also, take 1 social stress. The 6s are real,
Okay.
man. This is you just need the pixel dice. They only roll 6s.
Can I
I gotta get myself a set of those.
above table? Can I use a story point to say that before we entered the valley, I hid behind the rock and stayed behind? Or is that too. Because I'm wondering if it would have been wiser to have one person stay hidden.
I will say you would know this. You would be a considerable distance from them if you stayed back there. Like, I would say like 2 full rounds away.
Okay.
They're
Okay.
they're relatively far away from the rock because a distraction wouldn't work too good if it was looking right next to where they are.
Because if we started approaching, there's no way I would have been able to like curve off and like hide behind something, a stable. I mean,
Could you use a story point to have a little place of cover somewhere nearby?
yeah, like
Yeah. You could also roll a stealth check, and if you'd like to use a story point, you can roll that with, I guess, advantage.
yeah, I'd like to use a story point to say that before we were noticed, I was able to sort of veer off and take cover in a nearby location.
Okay.
Okay, stealth.
It's
All right.
reasonable to say that if there's one rock, there might be another.
Oh yeah.
I
Also,
know.
it's hilly. There could easily be like a ditch or something.
All right, I got 1 hit.
Yep. Take 5 stealth stress.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
okay, well.
Yeah. Cool. Great. Love it.
And so, as they're talking to you, you see one of their eyes like dart off to the side and look a little confused, like they thought they saw something, and then ignore that. What I need is I need to get some like a whiteboard solution or something to help clean this up. 'Cause it
Glass cleaner.
sticks pretty good. Actually, hold on.
So, what are they armed with? Roughly, like.
In general, they like these 2 in
In
particular.
general. Sure.
They are armed with both I'd say they would have readied their bows. Where are all of our spray bottles?
Everywhere.
Everywhere except upstairs. They're all gone. Oh, here's one. This will probably help. Get it a little bit damp. Hopefully this helps. Yeah. That's helpful.
Wow, it just disappears.
Yeah, that's
Kind of like a bee.
it really does leave a little bit of like a permanent residue, but I'm sure as I use it enough, it'll have so much of that it doesn't look like lines anymore. Actually, the camera doesn't see it super. You can see a little bit.
I wouldn't have noticed if you hadn't said anything.
Okay, so the main reason I was doing this is I wanted to get a little display for y'all. So we've got our little heroes here. Can I make this just a little bit higher up? Because it is. There we go.
There we go.
Not seeing much of it. Like now it's seeing a little too little. And there. Cool. So we've got B over here, or rather like way off to the side, but she is behind she's like in a copse of some kind. She has a barrier there. You guys are like way up here, or rather, we'll just ellipses of distance, and we'll go ahead and grab these two dudes. Can be the little purple guys, and we'll also put their birds next to them as they are approaching. And if I remember correctly, this is Sharn. This is Lil Gimberly.
Gimberly.
I like it.
Gim possible.
Oh dear.
Alright.
Yeah. So.
So they're asking about why we're looking for a bow out here.
Yes, and you would ask what they're wielding. So all of them
Just-
more or less
yeah.
have bows drawn, and by drawn or strung, I guess they've strung their bows, but they also are wielding. These two in particular would be wielding, I guess, like sabers or scimitars.
Okay.
Mounted blades.
Okay. Well, Gim first on points out. Well, why are we looking here? Is because look, you all have bows, and we're a couple of traders. Pleasure to meet you.
Traitors. One of them like says to the other, traitors. That makes sense.
Yes, exactly.
Roll a charm / Honestly, I don't even think you're lying. I feel like Gim is too innocent.
Yes.
I think he. I
You know
feel
what
like
you
Gim just
mean.
actually forgot what you're doing here, and you're like, ooh, opportunity. I don't know. Are
Yes.
you lying?
I'm curious about these birds too. Like we'll make a deal. It's gonna be good. It looks like you have some bows here. We could get a couple of these. We can spruce them up. It'll be nice.
Like, do this for the charm, group social boxes. So go ahead and roll a charm check as
Can I roll a merchant check? Merchanting.
you could roll a diminished merchant check. I'm okay with that.
Oof.
I think that would be better than me rolling a 1 die. I'd rather roll 2 die at diminished, I think.
Probably.
Let's see. It's a 50% chance versus. Yeah, it has to be more, even if because you have 2 dice. The 30%. Let's see. It should be okay.
Yeah, just try it.
Well, it also gives the potential for crits, so it brings the average up higher.
That's true. It's too bad that diminished means that it's 4s don't count, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I rolled double 4s.
Oh, them's the dice.
Okay.
But-
So
I'm gonna. I wait.
yes.
Can I roll? Can I just? You know what? This is Is this worth spending a story point on? I feel like it is. I feel like Gim just wants to like say that those are both 5s.
Is that?
That's a
not
strong
normally
use
how
of
you
a story point.
I'm
I
willing
know.
to say that you can
Make a deal with me.
undiminish the check. That's a little more reasonable.
Okay, I diminished the check. All
Which
right.
is effectively the same thing,
Exactly.
but still take 2 social stress. And so
All right.
for this situation, there's a group social health bar, so any health damage would not go to your personal bar. Where?
Okay, so who's keeping track of the group social?
Right
That's what those boxes are there.
Okay.
Oh gosh, I'm blind.
No, those boxes are for successes.
No, those are for that's your
Health.
bar.
Okay, yeah. So I guess I can take
Here.
2 social
You can even do that.
uh social stress.
Okay. That's what it's there for. So this also isn't well. What's your goal first of all? I need to know what you're trying to do here, so I know if this should be a challenge or not.
Well, clearly we want them to show us all the bows they have.
That's what you're going
We
for?
came out here looking for bows, and we want to see all their bows, and we'll make a deal.
So you want to purchase bows? That's what you're working toward?
Sure. Oh, Shard. I mean, yeah. Well, you said we're here to find a bow. We're looking for bows. We're looking for exquisite bows.
I'll go ahead and just make a nice.
I was just gonna go for the direct route and be like, "Can we have Contact's bow back?"
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and I think this is a fair amount. I'm not showing you how much it is. And I'll put milestones at kind of the standard point. There. Off screen. I'm keeping track of this social challenge for y'all.
Well, Gim got 2 points to that there. He
So the larger man that with the darker skin that looks like he's probably from Kaylisle looks over you all and says to the other one, he says, that makes sense. There's just a couple of merchants looking for something. I don't know how they stumbled upon this place though. What do you think, Johnny? Should we hear him out? And the other guy, says back to him, I'm not sold. Merchants don't just wander around fields. No carts, no horses, no guards, no wares.
Who needs a horse or a guard when you have this guy? Just pointing to Sharn. Does it look like we need a horse or a cart?
I'll let you make a charm check for this.
You said you
Or-
weren't sold. I'll sell you.
Do you have another social skill that you would prefer? Or another skill other than merchant? Because I just don't feel like this part.
I know. No. But I have Tinker. Maybe I could. No, I'm not going to try to build something for them to sell.
You get distraction.
I know. I will. I'll just go and I'll roll the charm and see how that goes. And I might need to let Asharn take the rest of the talking.
I feel like charm, guile, and perform could all potentially apply here.
I got a
Depending
5.
You got a 5.
I got a 5.
Take 1 social stress
Nice.
with that nice
I-
1 roll again.
Oh my gosh. I only have my 3 box on the social because I took social stress earlier with Ogden.
Ah, yes. Ah, good.
Ogden, yes.
He's
Do
all
I
good.
sacrifice it now or do I take one to the group bar?
You can take it to the group bar.
I think I will. It might hurt us, but I'm gonna take it to the group bar.
It'll give you a little more chance.
Interesting.
I hope in the long run, I could take a bigger hit later.
Just experimenting with ways I could do this. Kind of neat. Do it like this. Check.
One red.
So, sorry, what was it you had said?
Ah,
That you're-
yes, I
Oh, that you don't. Yeah, you don't need a cart.
yeah. I don't need it. We don't need a cart. I have a shard.
But you got a 5.
I did. I got a 1-5. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, I could see that. Come on, why don't we go back to the camp and we can discuss your deals a little more? Says the guy who seems to be more in charge.
Wonderful, wonderful.
These large birds around you are relatively intimidating for mounts. So I had
Nice
actually found-
feathers.
yeah, I had actually found a particularly good image that I can send in the Pixelcast chat. That was
Gim, as they're walking, probably goes talking about, "Wow, where'd you find these birds?"
I really like that image because you can really see how a saddle would like fit on them. And I sent it in the Pixelcast.
Okay, said it in. We'll go ahead and take a look. See.
Yeah, it's unfortunately difficult to put images into OBS. It's not like hard, but it's a little time consuming because I have to like add a source, select image, find the file of the image. I can't just like copy and paste it. I wish I could do that.
Oh yeah, classic Roadrunner.
Yeah.
Can I put it here? Can you see?
But they're more
No, my
colorful.
screen
Ah.
green screens.
Yeah, they are more colorful than that. They're like blue and orange colors.
Oh.
Like they're the crests of this large Roadrunner's, like the feathers on the top of its head and the plumage and the tail feathers coming out have like light blue and orange coloration going through it of varying degrees on top of their like
Okay.
golden brown general color palette. And they stand taller than a human, with where their head is. So yeah, you looking down, you definitely notice like the large claws coming out of their, or like I guess talons. Although I think talons are technically the entire appendage. But you see the large claws, you see the very sharp beak, and they're eyeing you, especially Gim, like a bit of a snack.
Okay, I'll just be on the far side of his shard.
Why don't we come discuss this deal of yours in the camp? You can be a little more comfortable than standing out in the open field.
What great hospitality!
They walk you back toward the camp. B, they are getting further away from you.
All right. Going to try and sneak behind. Kind of
Okay, roll a stealth check.
duck around. Yeah. Okay. I'm out of
Try to
story
move a little
points.
closer.
Yeah. Okay. I got a 3 and a 4. So
Take one stealth stress.
okay.
Told you, these only
Nice.
roll 6s. One stealth stress as you do duck behind the...
I just sneaking
you hide
around.
like behind a horse.
I'm in the shape of a horse behind it.
You find a cluster of horses, like 3 of them grazing next to each other, and hide behind that as you are listening in within actual like acting range. It's 420, yay!
Hey.
So
720. Me.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
that's a 4.
Looks like a 7 to me.
So yeah, Now you're the other, we'll call them adventurers, are a little more at ease. They're not actively like holding any weaponry or anything, but they're all within reach of a weapon, and like you see one of them whittling, looking at you instead of of the piece of wood, and everyone's just kind of watching you to see what happens, but they're not immediately acting.
Huh, it's like no one ever seen a talking rock and a gremlin before. And a Nilmug before. Come on. Relax, it's okay. Let's see these bows you got.
Well, we're not looking to sell. We're
Oh.
more into the acquisition side of things. Perhaps you have
What are
some
you-
wares you'd like to let us take a gander at?
Oh.
Yeah, what are you carrying, by the way? Like, what do
Oh.
you actually have on you for, like, storing items? I know you don't have the cart with you.
I've got the rocks in Nenebe's bag.
Oh, they're in her bag?
Yeah, I took some for him.
I don't recommend showing them those.
No, okay, let's see. I have
Like,
my sling.
yeah, visibly, especially Isharn, because I assume you're carrying
Yeah.
most of the objects, and
Mhm.
it just has like a
Mhm.
grocery bag full of rocks.
Yeah.
What are you acquiring for? What kind of things are you looking for?
We happen to be
I-
very skilled craftsmen, you see.
Yeah, but like, what are you visibly carrying? Like, do you have some sort of
Mhm.
backpack or similar?
Yeah, I probably have a bag. Carry around some of my tools.
Mm-hmm.
I'm picturing
Nothing
a
too large.
Oh, not too large. I'm
Probably
picturing
not. No.
for you like a structured backpack. Does that make sense? Like a square. Oh, or even
Mhm.
just a pack board would probably make a lot of sense because you could add a lot more things to it.
Okay.
Okay. Well, to be honest, it's a little bit of a down season for us right now. We weren't looking to do any trading, but since you're here, we might as well see what you have to offer. You are merchants looking for sales after all, right?
Certainly,
Well,
but as craftsmen, we're also procuring items to hopefully improve if they're of nice value. We're looking for,
So,
things that were of suboptimal quality that we could maybe turn into better quality. Mm.
also, as my friend mentioned, we were looking for things to acquire as well. We just sold a lot of our inventory.
That is very true. Very true.
You guys can do a group merchant check at diminished
Oh,
if you like. I guess that's just Gim.
yeah.
I am the merchant.
You can roll a
Unless he
diminished
can
merchant.
assist with charm.
Sure. You can assist with
That'd
charm,
be helpful.
but it'll also be diminished. We're gonna have with this check.
All right. I got a 4.
No,
Well, that doesn't help, but I got a 5.
okay.
Okay.
She doesn't need to be diminished. I think so. You were. It seemed pretty merchanty what you were trying to do there, talking specifically
sure.
about sales. Okay, so that's one hit, and we'll give you. We'll give you one social stress. Every roll, dude. Every roll's a one.
Wow.
All
All right. Do I take the 2 or do I take the 3? I'm gonna take my $3.
Do you have Universal?
I do. Oh yeah, I could take Universal, I guess. Okay, I'll take Universal.
When you say that you just sold a lot of your goods, one of their eyes kind of glitters a bit. Says, "Is that so? So you'd call yourself fairly successful then?"
We have been, but kind of hit a road bump with the recent events.
Ah, yes, yes. We were expecting more of a crowd in the nearby town, and unfortunately, a lot of people started to go away.
The leader makes a little like snapping sound with and like does a little symbol with his hand. And if you're on guard, you would notice. I only say that because I feel like Gim might not notice. The others around the camp start to like close you in a little bit from behind. They slightly move in a bit of a semicircle around you, and the lead fellow says, "Oh, is that so? I wonder what would cause everyone to leave."
I'll look
Well,
at
something.
Oh, go
Oh
ahead.
yes. No. Go ahead.
Like, I was just gonna be honest. Like, well, the main event, the prize, was stolen.
Mm-hmm. And I just
We
had a great
were-
idea. If we got a bow and we made it look exactly like the other one, we could put it back on again. That's why we're looking for bows. I think that's a great idea. We get a bow that hopefully looks kind of like it, and we can fix it up and make the event go on again.
And
Or if you happen to know where the actual bow is.
Oh yeah, that would work too.
whichever of you would like to lead the check, go ahead and make another one. It's normal charm or diminished diminished merchant.
I'll let Aaron
Okay.
lead,
Yeah, I have charm.
but I can assist.
Yeah.
I'll assist diminished because I'm still using my merchant.
I got a 6.
Nice.
And I was not helpful.
Oh,
Okay.
Huh.
Well, between everything that you're saying, they seem to relax a little bit, and the lead guy says, "Okay, I can see you seem to be fairly skilled. I mean, a deep forged is not a common sight. I think I'd be willing.
I know, he's
work
just the
with you.
coolest, isn't he?
So you say you want to improve bows or potentially other items. You could
Certainly, and
you could work for us here in the camp if you like. We could make it worth your while if you want to spend a few days fixing up our weapons, making them a little more useful in the field. My name's Jonathan, by the way. And the smaller man extends a hand. Seems to
Gim
think
puts a
better
rock
of it.
in his hand.
Oh.
Gim puts his a business card.
He looks confused at the other guy, and then back and says, "Thanks."
You're welcome.
But yeah, I think your skills would be welcome here.
I see. Now, could you tell me a little bit about what you guys are doing out here?
Roll inquire.
5.
Ooh, take 3 social stress.
Okay.
But
Clearly, they're horse ranchers.
he just, he literally just like holds his hand and gestures toward Gim. Says, "Yep, it nailed it. Couldn't have said it better myself."
Whoa.
We're running a little bit of a rescue program out here. You know, we found some horses wandering around and put them up in our little pasture.
Why does that require weapons? Especially enchanted ones.
Well,
I could help with tools, horseshoes, things like that. Why would you need weapons?
well, we're out here in the middle of nowhere. You never know who's gonna come by. And stories of bandits. You guys could be a threat for all we know. As for the enchantment, well, you offered. Horseshoes. He looks over toward his bird and says, "That's not a bad idea if you could make a nice saddle." He seems like he's being. There seems to be a shift in his demeanor. He seems more genuinely interested now. You leather workers?
I haven't worked with that too much, but something I'm interested in learning.
Oh, he's being modest. This guy can craft anything.
Well, we don't need shoes for these horses. They're not riding horses. Like I said, we found them, and we're rehabilitate them, I guess, keeping them safe from predators.
Ah, I see. They're milking horses. That's right.
No. No, not really.
Oh well, if they're not riding horses, they must be milking horses, aren't they?
They're just horses. Normal horses.
Oh, for the horsehair, of course.
Yeah. Oh, I'm debating if you should roll or not right now. Actually, yes. I want you to roll or I will offer you a story point to roll a mitigation, a social mitigation for your general demeanor.
Oh dear God.
It'll be just a 6. Not even just. I'll say just a 5. Mitigation.
All right.
5.
Okay. All right. What am I rolling per se? Do I get to roll a skill, or do I? I just do a straight one die.
I mean, I would say a charm, which is I think just a straight one.
Yeah,
die.
one die. Yeah. Okay. Aaron, I'm gonna need your help. I'm gonna hold up 3 dice. You're gonna say, do you want? Should I roll? Oh gosh, should I roll the middle, the left, or the right?
The one with the 6 currently up.
The one with the 6 currently. Okay, the one with the 6 currently up. I got it. Okay, here we are. We got it. We got it.
Just learned Aaron
Here we
hating
go.
his dice.
I got a 4.
Oh,
Okay.
That was a success.
Well, it was a mitigation. So take
Oh, it was a mitigation. So take
so
one.
Take one. Take one social stress. There you go, buddy. Have a coin.
Thank you.
Have a story
That's
point.
gonna cost me my 3 box for my social thing.
But
That's
you got your
fine.
story point back.
I got it.
So everyone has 1 again. Actually, B does not have 1.
yes, I used wide.
Cool. Ah,
All right.
the magnets are too strong. I have to separate you guys.
Oh, and I didn't think about hero points for failed checks.
Oh,
Do
right.
I have any failed checks?
Oh.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I believe there's been a couple failed checks.
Okay.
There was, but I don't know of importance.
I'll say everyone just have a hero point.
All right.
I know
Sure,
B,
enough.
can I?
I know B
can I-
definitely hasn't failed a check.
I will
but
retrospectively spend it. No, I probably not. I'll take
I
it
will
though.
also remind you of failing with grace if the stress is too great.
Right.
Right.
Hmm.
So,
All right.
yeah, he seems a little. Seems like he's getting a little on edge with Gim here, and he's also seems a little annoyed about how much you're bringing up the horses and their
So-
milking properties.
Why don't that is something. We're pretty close to another town, Millshine, and they're going through some trouble. Perhaps we can find a way to work together. I can help you with some enchanting, some crafting, and you can help us. We're trying to get the vessel back on, and we need to find the bow that was taken.
And
Do you think
Jonathan
you'd help
seemed
us
like a
with that?
very trustworthy fellow.
He strokes his beard a little bit, which he has. Actually, yeah, they would probably all be bearded. I doubt they have a. Doubt they're shaving
not-
out here. So,
I could craft a razor for you.
And I'm a great barber.
So this is in the effort of trying to get information about where this bow might be. So I
Either
will
that or even
say-
just convince them to give it to us.
yeah. So I'd say roll. I'd say roll either inquire or a diminished merchant check.
Oh, I guess I'll do inquire.
Unless you think charm makes more sense, or if you can give me a good reason for charm.
I
Seems
feel
like
like
you're kind of
it,
flying by the seat of your pants here with your goal. It seems like it's more just whatever direction that they seem to go in, you might take.
Which maybe if we could take a moment above table to talk about our strategy here, real one
Mhm.
moment.
Because
Okay.
what it seems like to me is you're trying to find out, you're trying to get them to tell you information about where this bow is, which would be inquire in general. If you're trying to just befriend them,
that is more what I'm trying to do because I'm convinced that they do have the bow.
okay, in that case, you can roll charm. If your goal is just doing that. Which, if you do befriend them, the checks might get a little easier as well.
Yes, and I'm thinking, so this is above table, of course. If they kind of had an invite of us staying at their camp, doing some work around them, which gives us a good excuse to poke around.
Yep.
And maybe find the bow on our own.
I will remind you that this is a time-sensitive event. You also have an old lady hiding behind milking horses.
Yes.
Yeah. I was wondering about that of how do I integrate myself, or do I just keep hiding? Or
It's gonna make something spicy.
yeah. Because yeah,
Just
I
like
could.
horse milk.
Yeah. I can try and sneak around, search around.
You could, especially since they're kind of distracting.
Yeah, I
with
was.
them right now. That would I'd say that would give you. Honestly, I feel like you could probably even. You could
I was
definitely
sort of.
activate their distraction to, and like I guess enhance the roles. I know that's something that we were discussing potentially changing from advantage to. I guess advantage makes sense though. You could roll it with advantage if you want to activate their distraction.
Yeah, definitely, because that's sort of what I thought. This would be a good opportunity. All right. So.
Yeah.
You said advantage?
Yeah, we can do that intermittently if you want to sneak around. I will say
Yes.
there's 3 tents, a larger one and 2 smaller ones, and just like some general, very makeshift like gathering areas, like logs to sit on and things like that. It's very much a campsite.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna start with the closest, smallest tent.
Okay.
All right. I got 2 2s.
Well, let's see what we got here.
Oh dear.
Wait, and then you did advantage, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you only have one stealth?
I thought advantage was 4's count.
No, that's no.
Okay, then let me roll one more. Sorry, I mixed it up. That's a 3.
Okay, yeah. So take 3 stealth stress, gain a hero point.
All right.
Sorry, 4 stealth stress. 4 stealth stress, gain a hero point, and that'll be. Well, you have universal that you could block it with, but let me know anytime you make you take.
Yeah, I took
health.
1 universal,
Well,
but
yeah.
no health.
Okay.
No health.
Cool. So you go to sneak inside, or you can't really find an opportunity. The 2 guards that are here, let's move you over to. I guess you said the closest one. So if we go, here's a little tent. I don't know why it's a house, but it's a little. Well, it's because it's that kind of tent. It's like it has walls. And then we'll put another little tent over here, and then we'll put the. We'll do that for the big tent. There we go. So, the guards, or not the guards, but the other people that are near that tent are just too close. They're you keep trying to get in there, but I guess what would happen technically, if I'm remembering how to even play my own game or how to use the rolls to advantage for the storytelling. You sneak up to the tent, you do like a little roll behind another horse, and one of the people like looks behind them, looks over their shoulder because they heard something. They see the horse. And they're like, ah, just a horse. And wait, what am I doing? No, that was a failed check. They just see you.
Yeah.
They look behind their shoulder. They see the horse and like, ah, just a horse. And then they do a double take and like, wait, why does that horse have 6 legs?
Yeah.
And they call out. One of them calls out, "Boss, there's another one." And the situation changes a little bit as he says, "What? Gregory, go
Oh.
check it out." And the larger man leads one other individual. They walk over here. Actually, he could have a different color too. Actually, he can't have a different color because I ran out of colors. So he goes over, and they find you, Anabi, and Gregory, whose name you now know, shouts, it's an old lady
Oh dear.
pretending to be a horse." And Jonathan looks back to you, Isharn, and says, "Oh, what do you have to say for yourself about this, Mr.
Gim has something to say.
Yes?"
She's just old. She's with us, of course, but she lagged behind a little bit, and she's a little woohoo, and wandered off, and I think she was just trying to get some horse milk.
Is this the line for the horse milk?
I look off with a daze.
Oh, Nana, come! It's all right. These nice men, they want to hire us.
Oh, is this the workforce? You know, my husband used to work in the workforce once.
The workforce. All right,
Just-
roll a single, not a challenge, just roll a guile check to see if you recover the situation or not. Whoever wants to lead, you, Gim or B.
Yeah, I don't have any guile.
Neither do I, but
Okay. I'll try.
can I activate the fact that I'm a gremlin? That maybe they might believe my more wild ramblings.
You can activate that she's an old lady. I'll let you do that.
I will activate that she's an old lady.
'Cause that was part of your argument.
It certainly was.
What did we get? B.
1.
1.
Okay, and so as when I activate it, it means I get to roll an extra one here, right?
It means, I mean, you're assisting, so, or I guess you are. I guess you'll be leading. So.
Oh, I thought I was leading.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, you roll an extra. You'll roll an extra one, or I guess you'll roll with. I guess it would just be an extra one. Yeah, it was an upgrade.
All right, it's an upgrade. I got a 5 and a 3, and I can use that hero point you gave us earlier to make it a 6.
Yeah, if you want.
Done.
Jonathan puts his hand on his. Sorry, he hangs his head into his hand a little bit, and he says, "Yeah, sure, why not? Tiny monkey, rock man, old lady. Why not? Why not have an old lady that thinks she's a horse?"
I love the young people.
Nilmerg, not a monkey.
That's probably what that means. Translates to in their language. Not monkey. Nilmerg.
Yeah. Nilmerg.
whatever. Just come on over. I'm starting to get a little lost about what's going on here. You're gonna make some. So you're gonna make some saddles, some upgrades to our weapons, such like that. Yeah, you're good with that.
I
Yes,
could
we'll
do
just
that.
have to we'll have to set up some areas here, see what's around so that we can have a proper working forge, a leather stretching station, all of our necessary tools. But don't worry, I'm very good at setting all this stuff up. I'm a master tinkerer.
And
We can use the natural locations here. Yes, we'll have a furnace / oven. So, something to smelt with, and and to bake bread. See, we're a full service merchant troupe here.
Well, he gestures to the area
Yeah.
around him. You got a field.
Great, wonderful. I can dig up some dirt, but let's see. First, we need to talk about our fee. A small deposit will do.
How about? Oh man, I'll let you make a merchant check, but it's gonna be it's gonna need 2 hits.
Ooh. Damn. I will spend that story point you gave me so I can re-roll one of these.
Wait, what was your roll?
I got a 4 and a 1.
Okay.
Can I use a hero point to change the 4 to a 5?
That doesn't do much for me.
Okay, yeah.
the
Usually
moment.
me too.
No, I'm gonna spend the story point. I'm gonna re-roll. I guess I just re-roll the 1. I don't need to re-roll both because as long as I keep.
I mean, that would be
that.
better odds.
Yes, we're gonna give it a shot. A 6.
Yeah.
6 and a 4. That was our story point well spent.
Yeah, sure. What deposit are you? What deposit are you thinking? He doesn't seem to care too much.
Oh, perfect. Well, I'll give you a good deal. A deposit, since there's the 3 of us here. That's roughly gets out his rock abacus and starts going. Now, normally to hire us, it would be a gold each, but we'll give you a good start here since we have a little bit to work with, and we want to develop a good deal. So, how about a gold?
I'll give you 2 silver.
You drive a hard bargain.
Gregory, give him 2 silver.
Make it 3. We got a deal.
You heard him, Gregory. What?
All right.
All right. He pulls. He reaches into his pocket and just pulls out some loose beads and counts them out and hands them to you. Why are we doing business here?
All right. We'll get started.
Right. There's some whetstones. Whetstones in the tent. He snaps at one of the lackeys and tells him to fetch them, and he says, "So, what kind of improvements you think you can make to these weapons here? Or I will accept a saddle." He seems very interested in the saddle.
We can certainly get started to work on a saddle of sorts, and of course we can sharpen up the weapons.
Which, I mean, he does have a saddle, I guess. I guess he just wants to know what kind of improvements we talking about here.
Well, we can do. Sean here is a fantastic metalworker. Why, we could go ahead and put nice rivets along the saddle, nice new buckles. Why, we can make it pretty sturdy for you so you don't slip.
Yeah. So, in in the interest of not doing a full-on marketing discussion here,
Of
we'll
course.
say,
So, Gim is willing to distract while people if people
Yeah.
want to try to look around, or Gim can even sneak off if someone else will start distracting.
I mean, I'm the one who's going to be doing the improvements, so I can
That's right.
take over from there.
yep, they seem
Certainly.
interested in just like general maintenance because their weapons probably haven't been maintained like super well in a
Mhm.
while. And
All right. Well, everyone form a single file line. We're gonna get right over here, and just go ahead and everyone just focus on Asharn here. He'll take a look at all your weapons and what you need to do.
I will say you have bought yourselves essentially like 3 checks. I'm just gonna go 3 checks of whatever kind of like looking around you want to do, where they are tolerating you and yeah, I guess I'll even just say they're more or less stress-free checks. 3 stress-free
Right.
checks. I mean, it's still pass or fail, but see if you can look around. Which is there are 3 tents specifically.
Well, I want to go to the biggest and best one, of course.
All right. B, what are you doing?
I imagine they're probably keeping a close eye on me. So
Oh,
I'm
but now we're allowed to go
oh,
for
I
where
guess
we want.
I'm going to be a dazed old lady of the butterflies. I'm just wandering around, and I'm gonna make my way towards the small tent I was trying to go to.
Okay.
If they don't notice.
And you're trying to find what exactly?
The bow.
You're straight up looking for the bow. Okay, so
Yeah, I'm just
I know we recently split up sleuth check into just being included in study and I believe intuition. So I guess it would just be study checks to look around
Okay.
since sleuth is no longer a skill that's being used. Intuition could also work though. To give you, I'll say you could do an intuition check to kind of figure out where you think it would be, if you like. Specifically in the large tent. That would be what would make the most sense. If you want. Although I'm pretty sure everyone's skills are 1 in this sort of thing, so it doesn't really matter.
It's true. It's true. I do have my pixel that I could spend, but I'm thinking I am saving it for something special.
I've got study, but
This is definitely accelerating the day as well.
Study works, yes.
All right. B, go ahead and do your study check for that tent.
Six and 3.
You look around and you find some crude drawings.
Oh,
but no bow.
good lord.
All right, well, I'll look in the big one here, and Gim goes. He kind of sees the opening, and then poof, And no, like no one's looking. He blinks in, and I guess I'll try my luck here.
Go ahead, mission Gimpossible.
That is a 6. Oh, a
Yeah, it is.
natural.
You look around. You use your best, gremlin-y ADD powers to search every little cranny, and
Oh yeah.
you are pretty sure there's no bow in here.
Who said anything about a bow? I was looking for rocks.
Ah. There's no rocks in here either.
Darn. Well, I better look at the next tent then.
All right. You may.
Though, I mean, I guess Nana B, you have the best chance of actually finding something.
Yeah, but the smaller tents on the opposite side, I'd really have to get past everybody.
I mean, this
Yes,
is
but
like a
they're
couple
they're
hours of time. He's like
Oh.
yes,
sharpening,
they're
like,
they're
every
giving you
weapon in here.
time.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, they're giving everyone giving time here.
I might even be reforging some of them.
Oh, well,
Okay.
you don't have a forge.
Ah.
'cause you didn't
Oh,
make
never
it,
mind. Right.
But that would be
Some of them
nice.
might need to go.
They would like that. But you're
Mhm.
probably into it too. You probably don't even care that it's bandit weaponry. You're just like, these poor swords have been so terribly neglected. I must save them.
Mhm.
Remember, for every sword you sharpen, it's 1 silver.
Well, B, would you like to roll?
Yeah, I'm going to sneak my way over to the other tent while everyone's distracted.
Oh, I don't think you need to sneak. Everyone is we're allowed throughout the tent, throughout the camp.
Got a hit. Got 6.
First,
Stealth? Yeah.
I did not call for a stealth check.
Oh, what did you call?
You're searching the tent, right?
Your study.
Oh, I thought I had to like get over to.
No, we're free. We're free to move around the whole thing.
Well,
You did a
yeah.
lot of
Study.
talking.
Study is still 2 die, so I have a 6.
All right, you
That works.
find a bunch of rocks, actually, like a rock collection. But
Oh man, I wish I was in that tent.
but no bow.
Hmm.
Like 0 bows, because their bows are. I mean, they had them equipped.
Well, I can
You're
only hope
kidding me.
them had more luck in the other tent.
Also, to clarify, Isharn, they're giving you their weapons like one at a time. You're working on like calling next kind of lineup. They're not handing over all of their weapons to you in one bulk situation.
Mhm.
So one
Oh,
person
man.
at a time is unarmed.
Okay, so there weren't any bows in any of these tents. Do we recognize, like, what do we know what Gondak's bow actually looks like? Is one of these fools actually holding on to it?
B may or may not recognize it, but
Yeah.
I mean, it's like it's been described to you. It's essentially a great bow that is not overly flashy, but definitely like very clearly finely crafted and somewhat
Right.
decorative.
Have I seen it?
You have not seen
Well,
any fancy bows either. Everything here is actually very it's all pretty lightweight weaponry that would be used by like foot soldiers or people who travel a lot.
Well, now this is a little okay. So there's 3 tents.
Mm-hmm.
We know there was 2 riders that took the bow. We followed the tracks here. Most likely
Oh.
it's the yeah. What?
Now this is fair. Gim, while you're searching the main tent,
Mm-hmm.
because you also got a 6, right?
I sure did.
You find some important looking letters. I don't know if you can read.
Ooh.
You find some important looking letters.
Here's a B and a C. Here's a okay, now like envelopes, letters. Okay. I'm gonna say Gim knows how to read, actually. Very smart. You know, picks up these things.
Gotta
Okay,
be able
so
to write out receipts.
yes, and I've already yeah, exactly. I am making the business cards.
Yeah, but your business
Um,
cards are just pictures of you.
It doesn't mean I don't know how to read. I need to be able to read signs, you know, of what a merchant it does and sells and price lists, except you know.
Yeah.
No. Gim knows. I've played an illiterate character before. It's not gonna go that route.
All right, so what I will say is you can make a stealth check to read these without, people realizing that, because you're not supposed to be poking around the tents.
Right.
So you can make a stealth check to read it, or you can make a thief check to try to smuggle it out and keep them for later.
Yes.
I will say stealth in particular. You can definitely in this
Activate the
situation,
fact I'm a gremlin.
I was gonna say you can activate your blink ability for sure.
Please, I would love to.
So stealth will be easier. Thief, you could hold on to the note.
Well, I'll go ahead and stealth it.
All right, go ahead.
So I will activate my blink.
Yeah.
Which will give me it's another die for that.
Yeah. At least
Just
for now,
double
we're going with
checking.
that. I mean, either way, it would be another die. It's just a question of, is it an upgrade or an advantage? We don't know yet. Might change. But for now, it's still an upgrade.
Well, that gives me a 6 and a 4.
Oh yeah,
Nice.
Nobody knows you're in there. Even like people probably even walk into the tent and they just don't see you because you're like inside of a sleeping bag or something.
Yeah. Under the bed. Just tiny little monkey cat.
So one of them is a note that details instructions to one of them is a note that is detailing instructions to take the bow. You see, it basically says, well, it says, Jonathan, I need you to embark on a special mission. Lay off the merchant roads for now. It will be too dangerous. We don't want to draw too much attention. Instead, I want you to sneak into the townmaster's house, find the bow of Gondak, and deliver it to the stronghold.
The stronghold. That's what one of them says. And you said there was 2 letters.
And it's signed signed Lady D.
Oh. I knew this handwriting was too nice to be a man. All those curvy little letters and the hearts above the eyes. No.
Dear Jonathan.
No, not like that, I know. Lady D. Okay, so and then so there's do I get to read both letters?
Yeah, I did say there were two. I'm actually wondering if there would be a second one. I think maybe not. I realized that I could put all of that information phrased in one.
In
letter.
one, yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
I think
Yeah,
that,
okay, but
I think that was
between that, yeah.
good amount of information though.
It was a great amount of information.
And the seal was also, especially since you rolled so high, you notice that the seal on the envelope had a symbol of a. It was using black wax, and it had a stylized V that looks like it's made out of like a ribbon.
Stylized V, like it's made out of a ribbon.
Yeah, V is in vegetable. Opposite of
Yes.
rock.
And it was signed Lady V.
D as in
Lady D, right.
dirt, where you find rock.
D as in dirt. Or oh, wonderful.
Gim has an entire like an alphabet chart with that's all.
A is for amethyst, B is for
Beryllium.
beryllium. C is for carbonite.
Yeah. So
D is for dirt.
you are armed with that
E
information.
is for electrum. There you go. Yes, armed with that information. Interesting. And he'll go and tuck the letters back where he found them and leave the tent, blink out.
Yep.
And maybe he'll like head over to Asharn, check in with him. How you doing? And I'm thinking that maybe okay, you've sharpened a few of these few blades, and we've collected a deposit, but now you take a break, Asharn, and we collect for each blade that you've sharpened a silver. And then after we get paid, then we'll continue our work.
Okay. So you're probably nearing the end at this point. But your intention is to basically collect like halfway through or so.
Collect if yes, we'll collect some now before we finish. You know, we had our deposits. Now we're gonna, after we've done some work, we'll collect. If they refuse, we leave. If they go ahead and continue to pay, then we can continue. But it also give me a chance to update Asharn on what I found out.
Okay. Make me a merchant check.
Will do. All right, Asharn. Stop sharpening. Jonathan and Gregory, or whoever's in charge here. I think it's you, Jonathan. You paid the deposit. That's great. We've sharpened about half the swords. We're gonna go ahead and collect payment, about a silver each for each sword. and not including the deposit. The deposit will cover the last half of the payment, of course. After that, but so how many swords has he sharpened thus far?
Well, I believe it would be. That's an interesting question. Do you want there to be 4? Or I guess, do you want there to be 6 individuals in total or 8 individuals in total? One of them will net you more profit.
Oh,
I'll leave that
spicy.
choice up to you 3.
More
We want them
profit
to.
or more people to fight?
Well, Gim has a. Maybe don't leave this up to me.
Um,
I could roll for it, but yeah, that's actually something since the challenge system has been edited to be much better, it's also a little harder to predict exactly how difficult something will be.
we
I
can
want to
go with
say there are 6 individuals in total, since there's only 3 of you, because it'll also
You know,
scale by player.
that
That's
works.
fair.
That works, I think, because let's do 6, because that way they did the deposit for 3, and now they're going to deposit another 3 silver, which will then cover the next half.
But that's just fully paying it off.
Exactly. And then we do the work. They pay up front
All right, yeah.
for
Make
the
your
first 3, they pay the next.
make your merchant check to determine if they agree to that or not.
Of course they agree. I got a 6.
Can I help with the Smith check? Essentially, like, look how good I've already done.
I mean, you can, but he also passed.
Okay.
I passed. I got a 6.
Also, I want to point out it is after 5, and Sean seems to
Mhm.
have
That's true.
things to do. And also, I actually feel like the letter itself would
Late.
actually be a good.
That felt like a good chapter end.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So basically, we found out. I'm pretty sure Lady D and the whole black wax and the V it has something to do with the Lady of Market Town,
Probably.
right? That's because her name was Lady something,
Well, her name's Colleen.
Colleen, but we don't know what her last name is.
Of Market Town.
Of
They don't
Market
have last
Town.
names.
Oh yeah, Colleen of Market Town. Then D, Lady D. Who's Lady D? Who's Lady V? Where does the V come from? Okay, now I'm a little confused. I need to go back over the lore of the land. Maybe I need to ask Nana B, who knows more about the land and the people
gosh.
around here.
Everything rhymes. We've got Nana B, Lady C, Lady D, and the
Lady V
wax
or V, the
Everyone's
wax V. Yeah.
It all comes together.
maybe B's one of them. It's another
Oh.
lady with a single letter as their name.
Mm-hmm. Suspicious.
Don't mean to be a burden.
I love the young people. Well, no, I do think that was a good place to end off, especially since we're trying to have a shorter session, and we can
Yes.
maybe
works.
redo this whole
How we're
bit,
gonna
but,
exit.
well, we can redo this merchant thing next time after discussing, debating, or I guess coming together with more of a plan. Because I do want to heavily encourage the crafting and the marketing stuff, but I also don't want every session to devolve into just trying to trade the whole time. But it is working so far. Surprisingly, I gave you guys a lot of. I mean, you only took 1 actual social stress, so
Yeah, we actually
you're
did pretty
rolling
good.
But I'm probably gonna have to be a smart boy because this shouldn't be easy to do. I want it to be possible, but it should probably start taking a couple more like 2-hit checks instead of 1-hit checks.
I'll tell you that my social stress bar is maxed, and I have 1 in universal, and
Yeah.
I've spent 2
I
AP.
mean- Oh yeah, you guys are committed at this point.
Yeah.
You don't want to fight him now. That's a lot of stuff. Also, I have no idea how well a fight would go, since I believe none of you are combat geared. 2 of you are okay at combat, and Gim left his hammer at home.
But I have an item that will help let me assist.
Oh, what's that?
I have my heritage item, the sling.
Ah, oh yeah,
The,
you have
the super. Yeah, I have 4
have the
ammo of
flashbangs.
super. Yeah, the flashbangs.
Right. Yeah, you're pretty outnumbered though. That's why I also decided 6 seems like a relatively small number, but it's not it's a big enough number. And the way that this adventure will be written, it will be a base amount of number, or a base amount of enemies for like every encounter basically. It'll be X amount of enemies plus X amount per extra player. So I really need to figure out what I think the base number would be. I feel like it probably would be 4 as the base number, and then plus like an extra 2 per player. So if it was like a full 5-player group, it would be like a group of 10 instead of 6. That seems a little more reasonable.
But
Yeah.
doesn't that put us at 8 here rather than 6?
Sorry, base players I consider to be 2.
That makes sense. Okay.
Or I could make the base players 3 because that's more standard. I guess. Yeah, I could do base players being 3, in which case I would say it would be like 6 plus like an extra 2 per. Doesn't really matter. There's 2 guys with birds and 4 guys without birds, and birds are scary.
Yeah.
That is also true.
They do seem to like their birds though.
The
Dude,
birds are fine.
we
We've
do.
got them. Have you ever heard 2 birds, 1 stone?
Oh my
You
god.
got
That's true.
that
Wow.
That's funny.
was great.
I'll let you solo the birds. Good luck.
Awesome.
Although theoretically you would be a lot less susceptible to the birds.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Rock types beat flying types.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
come on, tell me that.
All right,
Well, with
guys,
that-
I gotta go.
Yeah, I'll end
Awesome.
our streams.
Great game,
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
stuff.
See you next week.